For some of us older players, zipping around at the speed of sound as Sonic the Hedgehog on the old Sega was the highlight of our gaming youth. But over time the quality took a dive as the series transitioned into the 3D era, and ironically, Sonic could not keep up, despite the best efforts by developers. Now here we are in the back end of 2022, and Sonic is taking on the open world concept with clear inspiration from Breath of the Wild in the sprawling Sonic Frontiers. The game's story is centered around Sonic and his friends falling into the mysterious cyberspace and landing in the ancient Starfall Islands. From here, Sonic embarks on an adventure to find the Chaos Emeralds, his missing friends, and to solve the mysteries of the Coco, the natives of the strange islands. The game introduces plenty of new gameplay features that Sonic hasn't tackled before, as well as a brand new original character called Sage, who serves as an antagonist of sorts as they're aligned with Eggman. To say any more would be to spoil the story, but just know that the evolution of this character and their relationship with Sonic and Co is great, and the payoff is well worth the effort. To begin with, Sonic feels a little slow getting around the open world Starfall Islands, at least a little slower than one would expect. This is because the game employs a level-based stat system for strength, defense, ring capacity and speed. The pace at which you can level up the strength and defense stats felt a bit too quick compared to the progression for ring capacity and speed, though towards the end of the game you can max out all 4 stats quite quickly with the basic, yet relaxing, fishing mini-game. While Sonic Frontiers does bring some original ideas to the table, it still sticks with the tried and true trends that players know, namely the tower's approach to opening up its game world. To unlock more of the map, you need to complete challenges marked on the map. These were often very easy and lacking in any real challenge. They were also very quick to do, with most taking less than a minute. The benefit though is that by unlocking locations around the game world, you're able to quick travel all over the map and between islands, which brings a good sense of cohesion to this massive open world. It also doesn't hurt that the load times are very impressive, at least on PS5, the console that this review was done on. However, those load times don't carry over to the actual gameplay, as in-game loading is an issue with noticeable pop-in throughout. It's a small issue and it doesn't bugger the game completely up, but it's one worth mentioning all the same. While running around the islands, completing missions and battling various enemies is great fun, in this new open world format, the game doesn't forget its roots, and that's where the cyberspace levels come into play. These retro-inspired stages shift the perspective between 3D and 2.5D in a similar fashion to Sonic Generations. While it was nice to see the classic stages like Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plants brought to life in a new way, I couldn't help but feel a tad disappointed with the limited mix of stages, and they almost felt like afterthoughts that weren't given the same amount of care and attention as the main meat of the game. Mind you, while the open world is fun to explore, especially running around as the Blue Demon, it does feel a little bit barren at times when it comes to enemies. They're spread too far apart, and it's too easy to go a long while without anything interesting to do. It's not completely devoid of life though, and between the Chaos Emeralds, memory tokens, other collectibles, mini-bosses and titans, there's enough to keep you busy and exploring the entirety of the map. The Titans are the game's big bosses, which you must climb to grab the Chaos Emerald, initiating the Titan boss battle. Sadly, these were also a bit of a letdown. It's cool that you get to play as Super Sonic during these sections, but the challenge isn't really there. All you need to do is make sure you keep hold of your rings, parry a few attacks, and execute the QTEs to bring the Titans down. Compared to some of the mini-bosses throughout the game, which actually required some tactics and forethought, the Titans felt a little bit underwhelming and a missed opportunity to do something spectacular. Sonic Team has never been afraid to take risks, and Sonic Frontiers is a good example of a risk that has paid off, just about, and something that Sonic fans can actually be excited for. Yes, it's lacking in some areas, but Sonic Frontiers is easily one of, if not the best, 3D Sonic game in a long time, and it really lays out a strong foundation for the future. And that is the end of this review. Thank you as always for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please do us a solid and go down below, leave a comment, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and give that bell icon a nudge so that you're notified whenever we've got new stuff for you to watch. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.